Hello everyone. In this video, I will be reading the first 1/3 of Chapter 9 of the Scarlet Letter, Escape. On the morning of Election Day, when the townspeople came together to meet their newly elected governor, Hester Prynne came into the marketplace in her usual dress of gray cloth with a scarlet letter on her bosom. The quiet, sad look on her face hid the excitement deep inside her. Who in the crowd could guess her thoughts that day? Look for the last time at the scarlet letter and its wearer. In a little while I will be beyond your reach. I will be free, and the scarlet letter of shame, which has burned on my bosom for 7 long years, will lie forever at the bottom of the sea. Little Pearl, sensitive to her mother's excitement, without knowing the reason for it, was dancing along at Hester's side, singing or giving happy little shouts. "Why are the people not working today, Mother?" she asked, when she saw the crowd in the marketplace. "And look how many strangers there are here today, Indians and sailors among them. What is everyone waiting for?" "They are waiting to see the new governor go past," answered Hester, "and the magistrates and the priest and all the great and good people, with the soldiers marching in front of them to the music." "Will Mr. Dimmesdale be there?" asked Pearl. "Will he hold out both his hands to me, as he did that day in the forest?" "He will be here, child," said Hester, "but he will not speak to you today, and you must not speak to him." "What a strange, sad man he is," said the child. "He held your hand and mine at night on the scaffold, and again in the forest. But here on this sunny day, among all the people, he does not know us, and we must not speak to him. What a strange, sad man, with his hand always over his heart." "Be quiet, Pearl," said Hester. "You don't understand these things. Don't think about the priest. Look around and see how happy everyone is today on this holiday." And it was true. Most people were smiling, and there was a lot of talk and laughter. The sailors from the Spanish ship, with their sunburnt faces and long beards, were noisier than most. They shouted and laughed and drank wine from bottles. Sailors in those days obeyed only the laws of the sea, and were allowed to do much as they liked on land. Even the Puritans smiled at their noisy ways. And so it was no surprise to anyone to see a respectable man like old Roger Chillingsworth come into the marketplace, speaking with the captain of the ship. Moments later, when the two men went their separate ways, the captain walked across to Hester Prynne. As usual, people avoided staying near her, which meant that she and the captain could talk privately. "So, mistress," said the captain, "another one to join you, and with 2 doctors, our own ship's doctor, and this other doctor, we need not fear ship fever on this voyage." "What do you mean?" said Hester, alarmed. "You have another passenger?" "Didn't you know that this doctor, Chillingworth he calls himself, has decided to travel with you?" said the captain. "Ah, but you must know. He told me he's a good friend of the gentleman you spoke about." They know each other well," agreed Hester, trying desperately to look calm. "They live in the same house." No more words were spoken between them, but at that moment she saw old Roger Chillingsworth standing in a far corner of the marketplace. He was smiling at her, a smile which, even across the wide and busy square, carried secret and fearful meaning. Before she could think clearly again, there was the sound of music, and a moment later she saw the band coming, followed by soldiers. Little Pearl laughed and jumped up and down excitedly. Next came the magistrates, and then the priest. Mr. Dimmesdale was among them, but although his feet marched with the music, It was doubtful whether he actually heard it, as he seemed to be deep in thought. Hester watched him, and her heart was heavy. Was this the same man who had sat with her in the forest, holding her hand? He looked so different now, walking proudly, with his head held high and without a single look at her. It was a dream, she thought. There can be no real love between us. How can there be, a man in his position? And this concludes the first part of chapter 9 of the Scarlet Letter. Thank you.